So thank you so much for spending the time to talk to me today, Dakota.
Pleasure. Nice to be here.
Oh, we're delighted to be speaking with you today. So tell us a little bit about Fisherman's Friends, the musical.
Well, it's a new musical based on the true story of the band The Fisherman's Friends, who are a group of unlikely stars who are fishermen from the Cornish town of Port Isaac, who were discovered quite by accident by a record executive and sort of shot to fame in the early 2010s. And this is a slightly fictionalized, although based on reality, musical about their sort of rise to fame and the effect on their community and their families, and their rise to stardom.
It's quite an unlikely tale, and it's such a delightful one as well. So what role do you play in the show, and how did you get involved?
I play the role of Ben, who's one of the main fishermen. There's the group, the shanty band are there's 9 of us in total, and yeah, I'm one of the main singers, which is not something I could have said earlier in my career. But there's 9 of us, and the voices blend together really quite beautifully, which was an unexpected bonus. And yeah, got involved in the sort of usual way, really. A couple of rounds of auditions, and expecting not to get the job at every step, and then things turned my way.
Oh, fantastic. So you're already harmonizing together then as a team.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say of the 9 of us, there are probably sort of 3 or 4 that would consider themselves sort of professional singers or West End singers, and the rest of us are sort of actors who can hold a tune, or actors who can sing. But one of the clever things they did during the casting was find 9 individual voices, but that would blend together in their sort of natural ranges quite beautifully. And yeah, the harmonies really stitched together really nicely.
Oh, wonderful. Did you have a favorite sea shanty?
Oh, blimey. Yeah, there's a song called John Kanaka, which I'm a big fan of, which we do a couple of times in the show. We do it as part of our sort of concert in their hometown, where they're just sort of singing for the local community, and then later when they're on their trip to London to meet the record producer for the first time. That's also the sort of soundtrack of them traveling on their minibus to London to seek fame and fortune. So yeah, that's my favorite, although there are songs in the show that have been written specifically for the show as well, which are sort of not shanties, but sort of folk songs, if you like, which are sung by, one in particular is sung by Parissa Shamir, who plays Olwyn, who's the sort of female lead of the show. And she has a sensational voice, and it's, yeah, some sight to behold.
Oh, wonderful. We can't wait. So how does the show actually translate to the stage? I hear rumblings of a quite impressive ship, or boat rather. I've never quite worked out the distinction. Is that part of the sort of the theatrical experience then?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a sort of life-size boat that fills the stage in the introduction, and again later on during the song Rattling Winches, they take the wannabe manager out on the boat to see what he's made of.
Right.
And it's a real visceral way, especially the opening of the show. It's a real visceral way of showing the sort of world that these men come from, and the dangers they face, and the graft they have to put in just to scrape a living, as professional lobster fishermen as they are. Yeah, it's quite a sight to behold. It's a spectacle.
Oh, wow. And being involved in something where there is this spectacle and there is that wonderful sense of music and of togetherness, how do you bond as a cast behind the scenes? I mean, especially when you're on a tour like this, quite a big UK tour.
It's a unique cast as far as I've experienced in my career, that there's right from the first day of rehearsals, it's been such an environment of kindness and of togetherness. And I mean, it's fitting that as we're in a show that is based on such a close-knit community who are sort of whose catchphrase is one and all, that the only way to survive, is to work together as a team and to come together as a community. It's fitting that they managed to cast a group of people that that have done just that in the rehearsal room and now on the road as well. Touring is always sort of a strange and tiring and stressful journey, but today we had our daytime off, so I met up with one of the cast and had coffee and went shopping together, and it was a chance to sort of bond with someone that I don't spend any time with on stage, and so haven't spent that much time with in rehearsal, and it's a chance to get to know people better and bond while you're away as well. It's a lovely cast to work in.
Oh, wonderful. And it's as you say, it's such a feeling of joy and love and family in the story and in the film. You really get that sense of community. So it's interesting to think that you don't spend the stage with everyone in the cast at some point on such a sprawling ensemble as this.
Yeah.
What do you think is your favorite maybe time on the stage? What's your favorite scene to perform, would you say, with everyone?
My favorite scenes are the scenes that take place in the pub, where their entire community is based around a pub called the Golden Lion, which exists in the real Port Isaac, and it's where the men sort of met and where they rehearsed first and where they started singing together. It's the sort of hub and the heart and soul of that village, and the scenes that take place there are filled with a sort of camaraderie and a gentle teasing of each other, and a real feeling of a group of people who know each other so well and know each other's history so well that they can laugh and cry and get under each other's skin and have conflict and resolve that conflict all in one environment. And it's those scenes feel like the most community based, I think, for the whole cast.
And I suppose all of that is done through song as well, or a lot of it, and start out the song feeling a little, maybe there's a conflict, and then by the end of the song, we are all harmonizing together. And in the spirit of gentle teasing, who do you feel is most and least like their characters?
Oh, wow. Who's most like their character? Oh, that's harsh. I'm gonna say Olwyn. Parissa is the most like her character. As Olwyn is a sort of very strong-minded young lady who knows her own mind and knows what she wants and knows what she doesn't want, and even sort of meeting and having this sort of romance with a record producer doesn't tempt her into the world of professional music. She's a singer-songwriter, both in the show and in real life. And she's given the opportunity in the show to sort of chase a solo career if she wants one, and to see what the music business is like, and decides that she's happy where she is and that she sings and plays and lives in Port Isaac, and that's where her heart lives, and she doesn't want to be chewed up and spat out by an industry that she has no interest in. And Parissa has that same sort of strength of character and strength of purpose, which is lovely. It's very well cast. Who is the least like their character? Blimey, tricky. I'm going to say Jason is the least like his character. Jason Langley, who plays Danny, the record executive, because that character in particular is kind-hearted, which Jason shares with him, but is a blagger, and which Jason doesn't, and is very much sort of out for himself at first, and learns the power of community and the strength of respecting the people around you and the love a community can have for each other, which is alien to him, and is essentially happy to sort of lie and cheat and to get what he wants and to find his way in, which is very un-Jason. Jason is very sort of team oriented and very looking out for everyone else all the time. So yeah.
Oh, wonderful. And what do you want audiences to come out of that theatre feeling after this show?
I would like them to come out of the theatre feeling closer to the people around them and feeling bonded to the places they come from and the people they know and the people they love. It's such a story of people supporting each other and lifting each other up, and that we're all greater than the sum of our parts, and we can all, as a community or as a team, be something quite special. And I think in this current climate and in this environment, that a sense of community and a sense of working together and helping each other is more essential than ever. So that's what I would hope for.
Performed in Cardiff before, or the new theatre specifically?
No, it'll be my first time performing in Cardiff.
Wow.
Yeah, I have a friend we have family friends who live in Cardiff, so I can't wait for them to see me on a big stage for the first time.
Wonderful.
So we've visited Cardiff many times, but I've never performed there. So yeah, it's exciting for me.
Oh, beautiful. Well, we're very excited to see you perform in Cardiff. And I have one last question for you, Dakota. Because the Fisherman's Friends are known as a wonderful boy band, I want to know, do you have a favourite boy band?
Wow, tricky.
So many good ones to choose from. I know it's
there are. Sorry, I'm really taking this question far too seriously and really mulling it over.
You can't be too serious about boy bands, Dakota. You can't be too serious.
My favourite boy band are an a cappella group called the Magnets, who are, I don't know how many of them are. There's probably 8 or 9 of them, and they have one of them is a beatboxer, and they have all the rest of the voices are from everything from sort of bass to very high tenor, and they do incredible close harmony versions of pop songs or of famous songs that are just done a cappella. So that's not a very mainstream answer, but that's who springs to mind.
That's a brilliant answer. It couldn't be more perfect for Fisherman's Friends, with all the beautiful harmonies and that sense, as you say, of camaraderie and community and working together and creating something really beautiful that people can walk out of that theatre and enjoy. I think that was the perfect choice, Dakota. Thank you so much for your time. We can't wait for the show.
Can't wait to perform there. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.